All right, welcome to, well, we get off the Bragg exit just above our last stop for the Pride. We wanted to get away from the highway noise so we could have a somewhat discussion and think about what we're looking at regionally. So obviously the Pride looked differently than what we saw down near Princeton at Camp Creek. So what differences did we see?
Here it was black.
It was black.
Very dark.
Yeah.
A little more fossiliferous.
A little more?
Or a lot more.
What did we see in the sedimentation and the bedding? Oh, that was so many, days ago. How can I remember back that far?
Well, this was more laminar, and the other was more shard-like. I don't know if that.
No, down at Camp Creek, it was tidalite. It was laminated. We had Milankovitch cycles within this cycle, laminated. What kind of deposition did we have down there? Was it slow or fast?
You had like low energy.
The tidalite?
No.
We're talking about Camp Creek first.
Oh, Camp Creek. Oh,
High energy, rapid sedimentation. What might suggest that we have fairly rapid sedimentation?
I mean, you don't have any really that many fossils there.
We didn't see any body fossils. Did we see any trace fossils?
I didn't see any.
Almost none. So that would suggest we had high sedimentation, too fast for somebody to come in and get established. Live. But was it dark or light gray?
Camp Creek?
Yeah.
More light gray.
It was pretty dark still.
Well,
Yeah.
compared to this guy.
Well, we're not talking about this one yet.
But I'm
Okay.
saying compared to this one.
Yeah, it's a medium dark. Yeah. Well, it's important. A lot of times it's really light gray, and you get different inferences. All right, so now let's talk about what we saw here, just the rock.
Tons of bracts, tons of everything.
But was it laminated, or it just looked like a normal shale fissile? And so we already determined it was pretty dark gray, so it's high organic content. So we saw a lot of body fossils.
Yeah.
What did we see?
Brachiopods, some crinoids,
So now let's think about what the environment was. This a real cloudy, sediment-rich environment, or was the water mostly clear most of the time?
Clearer.
I'm looking for consensus
I
here.
vote clear.
Clear. Why?
Well, corals generally require clear water. Corals, but
Bracts need
Yeah,
to
and
have some
bracts and
water.
crinoids, these are all filter feeders. So if you clog them up with a lot of sediment, you kill them.
They get upset.
So we had a lot of fine mud coming in, but it wasn't coming in that much that the filter feeders couldn't get established and lived here. So if we're looking at Camp Creek, tidal, high energy, rapid sedimentation versus this, where would we be if, think about Chesapeake Bay. I always say that because I'm familiar with it. Would you be out base center or on the margins
For which one?
here?
you would be farther out here, and the other one would be closer to shore.
Closer in, where you're seeing stream energy bringing sedimentation in and being moved back and forth by the tides. Where here, we're back a little deeper water. How deep?
Not too deep.
Not very deep.
Crinoids in it.
Yeah, we got crinoids, we have coral, a lot of coral, not necessarily rugos, I don't know, but a lot of coral have algae grown in there, symbiotic algae,
Right.
so you got to be in a photic zone. And if we're looking at an estuarine as getting filled in, remember now we have the Pride under, and we talked about Pride being in size valley fill. We're looking at what happens as you fill the valley up during a transgression. So think about these things when you're looking out and doing your field work. But it's important, two things you're doing field work. Separate your description from your interpretations. If I just walk up and say, that's the Pride Shale, that's an interpretation. The description of the black fissile, very dark gray shale, organic rich, had lots of bugs in it. That's data. And then you can say, okay, based on what I've seen, I think this is the Pride Shale. That's an interpretation. When I say it's the Princeton inside valley fill, that's an interpretation. You always want to make a difference in your field book.